Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly reading. This is for the week ahead for the 23rd through to the 29th of July. Pretty intense week this week. I'm going to mention the astrology as I always do. We have the sun moving into Leo, which is great news. And that happened today, so I'm really happy about that. I feel like if you've got any fiery energy in your chart, Aries, Leo obviously, or Sagittarius, this is going to be really nice for you. Or if you have, what else? Yeah, I think it's good for everybody because, just in general actually, because the sun is very well placed in the sign of Leo, it's in its home sign. So the energy should feel a bit uplifted today. Now that said, we do have eclipse week and eclipse season happening at the moment. So this week it's the full moon lunar eclipse, which is more of the emotional energy, the emotional kind of eclipse rather than the solar eclipse, which we had a couple of weeks ago, which was, a little bit less intense, I think. But, we're in the midst of eclipse season, so it is intense anyway. So just for those interested, the full moon eclipse does bring up a lot of intense emotion. It's at 4 degrees of Aquarius, so check your chart. If you have anything around 4 degrees of a fixed sign, close to 4 degrees, I would say either side of the 4 degrees, use about a 3-degree orb either way. So if you have fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, or Leo, around that 4 degrees, this is going to affect you very personally. Have a look at your chart if you know your chart to see what you have there at 4 degrees of a fixed sign. Also look at where the full moon eclipse is moving through your chart, where you have Aquarius in your chart. That's also important. This can be quite life-changing, if you're an Aquarius sun, moon or rising with around the 4-degree mark though. So I'm an Aquarius moon, but my moon degree is 22 degrees, so it won't actually affect my moon as such. But I do have my Uranus in Scorpio in the 12th house at 4 degrees, so it's going to affect something there to do with my subconscious mind, my 12th house energies, which is interesting. But anyway, it's going to be, conjunct with Mars and the South Node. This could be releasing, this can be working on your perspective and some kind of power struggles perhaps with group dynamics, friendships even, or whether it's workplace, work colleagues, any kind of group situation. You could be releasing friends, you could be releasing a perspective, because Aquarius is about the bigger picture of life as well. It can be, a bit of a warning, I would say. Be careful with anger, because with Mars and the South Node together, and I don't know if I mentioned this is happening on the 27th of July, so this Friday. With Mars and the South Node together, you can be tempted to get angry very easily under this energy. Process through your anger without reacting as much as possible, because when Mars is retrograde, if you instigate drama, if you are the one that instigates negativity, it's going to come back onto you. So try to exercise patience this week. It's not going to be that easy, but give it a go because I think it's going to be much better for you in the long run if you, overall, if you try to be patient through the stress, and also manage your stress through spending time in nature, grounding yourself, because of all the airy energy with this eclipse is Aquarius, so you want to ground yourself, connect with nature, meditate, do what you can to feel better and manage your own stress. Wednesday, Venus opposes Neptune. I'm going to start shuffling the cards, and that can be a bit of a difficulty with financial things or relationships, or sort of crashing back down to reality. Sometimes there's a bit of a fantasy element with Venus opposite Neptune, but it's like getting real with yourself and seeing what you actually have to do in reality rather than sort of wish fulfillment type thinking. That's on Wednesday. So be careful around any sort of illusions that you create for yourself on Wednesday, whether it's to do with relationships or finances. Now, Mercury retrograde happens on Thursday, 23 degrees of Leo. Again, check your chart if you know your chart, if you have anything around 23 degrees of Leo. That's interesting. That opposes my moon on Thursday. So the Mercury retrograde is going to be active till August 19th. So as usual with Mercury retrograde, pay attention to the details. You may have to double check information that you put out there. There can be kerfuffles with, the internet, online things, all that sort of stuff, and that's happening from this Thursday through to August 19th, as I said. So, Mercury retrograde, it is a good time to revise things and go over things, double check things, especially before you do anything important that's to do with paperwork or communications. Check how you're communicating with people. Are you coming from a place of integrity? Are you thinking about what you're saying before you say it? All that sort of thing. Saturday, Venus in Virgo trines with Pluto in Capricorn, so that's quite an empowering energy. again, to do with finances and relationships. So maybe on Wednesday we have some confusion around our finances, but by Saturday we feel a little bit more like we've worked something out there. All right, let's have a look at the cards. I'm going to get 3 cards from the Unicorn Oracle, and I often choose the Unicorn Oracle when the energies are very heavy, which they are at the moment, and there's a lot of internal stress at the moment, and yeah, there are things happening externally, but there's a lot of triggering on the internal emotional level at the moment. So let's see what the cards have to say for this week. Where am I drawing some things here? That one, and which one is it? No, this one, okay. Right, so we have the King of Cups, okay, and the Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. A lot of male energies coming up here. So for this week, it looks like there's a lot of masculine energy. The King of Cups can be an energy coming forward to you. For some people, it can be soulmate energy, or it can be leaving behind a relationship of the past, because the Eight of Cups is walking away from something or someone. It can be that you're in a separation, whether it's regards to a close friendship, someone from your past, or a relationship, and you're thinking about someone from your past. But with the Knight of Swords here, it's talking about taking action. And it's focusing on the mental plane, which is interesting because the mental plane is Aquarius energy, or relates to the air signs, and Aquarius is an air sign with the eclipse energy. So there's a focus on one's mental space this week. It's showing a letting go for some people, and that's coming into focus of something. If you've been holding on too tightly to something emotional, because it is the Cups here with the King of Cups, you need to the advice coming through is you need to release and surrender and have a bit more faith in your journey. I'm focused on the river here with the water washing over the rocks. So you may be thinking of someone from your past, like a soulmate connection, or you're learning to actually surrender as a bigger picture message and go with the flow of your life more, rather than kind of trying to hold on to things that are changing, because there is a lot of change in the air at the moment. The Knight of Swords talks about using the mind, the power of the mind, in a very positive way to reframe your focus, to use positive intentions and switch up your focus. If you're feeling very negative, just making a choice in the moment to choose to focus on the positive things rather than the negative, and that's going to help a hell of a lot. So I'm just going to do the 3 cards for this week because I'm a bit pressed for time, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I have reopened my Etsy store as of this morning. Turnaround time at the moment is 7 to 14 business days, unless you purchase the emergency reading, which is I think I have one available at the moment. I have to double check, but yeah, that's the turnaround time at the moment because I'm quite busy. So thank you so much, everybody, and I truly wish everyone a wonderful week. Hang in there with the eclipse energy. We've got another one coming up after this one. I believe it's in August, so a lot going on. A lot of changes for a lot of people. So this week, some people it's going to be dramatic change. For others, it's going to be more on the psychological level. But the big advice is with Mars retrograde, don't lash out in anger, because it's not going to be, it's going to backfire if you do that. So, all right, everyone, have a great week. Bye.